Hey everybody, Mungo Dark Matter here, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, we're going to do a seed showcase on the word earthquake with a capital E. Arthquue. So that's earthquake. That's what we're going to do the seed on today, and I've already got it set up here. I've already got our beacon set up, our red beacon. Bunch of cows around here, and they are very annoying. They were crawling around on the beacon when I was trying to build it. All right, so let's go up here. See what we see around the area here. Well, now, this is a pretty cool cliff over here. I don't see any structures yet. Like, well, there would be no temples really around here because it's not the right type of landscape. It's not a jungle or a desert, and there won't be a witch's hut because there's no swamps. Oh, wait a minute. There's a desert over there, and it looks like savanna. I do really like tall cliffs because, well, you can just do all sorts of things with them. Let's see what's going on over here. See, I maintain cliffs are really good because you can kind of just carve yourself out a room in here. If you can get up this high, you can carve out a entire building just using the cliff itself. That's kind of cool. At least I always think it is. Let's see here. Be careful here. All right, there we go. Gotta be a little careful because, well, I don't have any. Let's see what we have in some of these things here. I don't have any place to stand here. So let's just build out a little porch, so to speak, out here. Let's see. That's pretty cool. At any rate, you can just do anything with a cliff, really. As far as building, I mean, you have basically a stone structure here. It's best when there's stone, like there's some dirt up here. Sometimes the cliffs are like all dirt, pretty much like this one over here. But when there's so much stone in there, really, it's like it's built a lot of the stuff for you, and particularly if it's hollow inside enough, it's actually partially hollowed out for you and such. But anyway, it's a good thing you can start on when you're building a shelter. And one of the first things I usually do, like if I'm in survival mode, is I'll find a hill and dig into the side of it to make a temporary kind of shelter for like the first night while I'm still gathering the resources I need. So hills and cliffs are cool. You can actually just dig a hole in the ground and build a dirt roof over it, as long as you have torches so you can see and get through the first night that way. And you can even, while you're waiting for the day to go to, or the night to go to the day, you can be digging like mines down there and getting other resources. And if you can get enough wool from sheep, you can build a bed and then you don't even have to worry about the night anymore. Unless, of course, you're on a Minecraft server, in which case uh, a bed will not change night to day anymore because you're in a multiplayer environment, so it doesn't work like that on a server. All right, and it looks like we've got a village over here, our first village. Oh, wow, there are two villages right nearby. This is pretty cool. So let's go here to this village. Let's see where this is. I'm going to take a snapshot of that. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's go down here. Let's see, how far are we from our... Well, we can't even see our... we can't even see our... Can't even see our spawn point from here. Let's go back over here. I, as usual, have forgotten to mark where the spawn point was, so let's go back here. Oh, I guess what I need to do at this point is, I think I'm going in the wrong direction. It just goes to show you how confusing it can be being in the desert. There's a lot of people get lost in the desert because every direction looks the same way, pretty much. Just sand. And that's kind of what happened to me right there. But I've got a compass here, which will take us right back to our spawn point, so I can record that. Some llama there and some pigs. There aren't a whole lot of, I guess there are a whole lot of animals around here. I mean, I was surrounded by cows when I first spawned, so there are a bunch of animals all over here. I guess they're a little harder to see because of the forests. Alright, let's see what we've got here. That's where the spawn point is. So, let's remember that. And let's go back the opposite direction. And go back, find the desert. And there's the desert. So we have 2 villages in the desert, which is really pretty cool. It is not terribly far, but it is also not terribly close, considering we've got to go through these hills and these trees here. That is always a challenge. So it could take a couple of day-night cycles to get through here. And I did not see any sheep, although there might be some around there. I did not see any. I saw pigs, I saw cows, I saw llamas, but no sheep to make a bed with. So you'd probably have to make a couple of temporary shelters just to get out here to these villages. There's savanna over there next to the desert. I like savannas a lot. I just like the way they look. Yeah, there's the first village that we were at. And the second village should be coming up over here. There's probably a desert temple around here, not far. I would imagine, at least. I have not seen one yet, but usually if you've got a village, you've got a desert temple. And this is a big desert, too. So, there's bound to be one here. So here's the second village. This is a pretty cool village right here. So just take a look at this here. And what I'm going to do is, those are the coordinates right up there. And let's take a picture of that. I always like to record where the coordinates are with a picture so I don't have to sit here and write them down. Because I will try to get these up into the description of the video for when it's posted. The recording of it is posted. Looks like the sun's setting here. Sunset over the desert is pretty nice. And as I said, there should be a temple here, a desert temple. And in fact, there is one right here. It's kind of buried. Sometimes they're partially buried under sand. And this one is buried under sand, definitely. So let's see where the coordinates of that are. And there they are right there. And I'll record that. All right, so pretty cool. I like the sunset over the desert. This texture here is like 32-bit, and it's pretty much like a a default texture, except it's kind of, it's a little higher resolution. And let me fix this. This should be going down out of our way here. Wrong thing. Taskbar settings. Automatically high taskbar. That's what we want. Oops. I want the taskbar to hide automatically. I'm not sure why that's not. There we go. Oh. Time set day. There we go. All right, so there's a temple right there. Forget what I was talking about. Oh, the texture here. This is called default 32 by 32, I believe. I will put that in the description as well in case you're interested in it. It's a little. I think the standard. I think the default on Minecraft is like an 8-bit or 16-bit maybe texture. This one's 32-bit, so it's a little finer. It's a pretty interesting natural structure right there. It looks almost like a modern piece of art, doesn't it? With the different colors right here. Kind of cool. Not particularly useful, although maybe you can come up with a use for that. All right, and here's a savanna over here. Oh, some horses. Very nice. Oh, and rabbits. You know, I am curious. Oh, look at this. I'm curious. Why rabbits show up in the desert? I mean, in a real desert. Well, I guess, you know, out west sometimes maybe rabbits. Actually, in Australia, I guess there are rabbits in the desert. But there's usually more grass in those deserts, dry grass and other plants. I just don't think of a rabbit as a desert dwelling thing. This is an interesting little cavern right here. Wow. Oh, there's limestone right there. That might be an interesting thing to build some sort of subterranean complex in. Although you'd have to get rid of all of those. You'd have to get rid of all of the zombies. All right. I'm not even sure what direction we're headed now. Okay, so we're still... Wow, we're coming to another desert, it looks like. A lot of deserts in this particular seed. So we found 2 villages and a temple thus far. A desert temple. And that is just wandering around. The seed, once again, is called Earthquake. With a capital E. All right, so, well, look at this. I see stuff like this sometimes in the desert. A lot of this is sand, but there's a lot of limestone here too. Something like this is another thing you could potentially kind of just, it's already kind of a cube, you know. It's already something you could just carve out, either a temporary structure or a permanent structure. That's the cool thing about Minecraft. You can build things by like laying down blocks or collecting blocks and laying them down, or you can take natural structures and just dig out dwellings in it. Always like to put a few torches around. Well, that's more than I usually do, but a torch or two outside is always a good idea to mark where your shelter is. It makes it easier to find, particularly at night. A lot of times I will put up markers, you know, like stone markers, on my way if I'm venturing out, and I'll put a torch on top of those too, so as it gets dark I can see a trail back to my shelter. So if I stay out a little too long, I can get back in. Or I can find my way back into my shelter. Alright, looks like we found an ocean here. Let's, I'll tell you what, let's turn on night vision here. Because with night, you know what I should have done? Should have forgot to put true at the end to get rid of these particles. Alright, there. Now we can like see underwater easier. Now, when you have a underwater breathing potion going, you can see even better underwater. Well, you can't see better than this because we're above the water, but when you're under the water, actually, and you have the underwater breathing potion, you can see much better. I do not see any ocean monuments. Yeah. Now this is a nice little island right here. And it looks like there's some pigs out here. You can make yourself a nice pig farm here. Maybe build a bridge back to the land, or maybe even a railroad. I really enjoy messing around with railroads and redstone and stuff too. But building a railroad in creative mode, pretty fun, pretty easy. I've always wanted to take some time and try to build a railroad in survival mode to see what it would take, because you'd have to do a lot of mining, and I figured it would take a long time mining all the stuff that you would need to make a really large railroad. That's why it's a little more fun, I think, to make large railroads in creative mode, because you can, you know, you're not as limited. And here is an ocean monument. This is pretty cool. We haven't used like the locate command or anything yet. We're just wandering around in this seed, and it's been pretty fun thus far. And to find an ocean monument, always very cool. There's the coordinates of the ocean monument there. Now, what's our coordinates again? Let's look at those. Let's do one more thing here real quick while I'm thinking of it. We want to go locate. And I think it's just mansion, isn't it? Let's go and check this forest mansion out, shall we? It's TP to 3144. We'll use the approximate height we're at right now above the ground, and we'll go 5896. I'm seeing, oh, there it is. We're right above it, aren't we? Gonna take a while to fill in because we just TP'd some distance. see sheep on the roof of these mansions a lot, and I wonder how they get up here. I really do. That might be something they may want to work on in the next version. I wonder what these ladders are doing just down here. I mean, put a line of code in and say, do not generate sheep on top of the roof of mansion. That would be my suggestion. I just find it a little bit strange and unrealistic. Although I guess you find a lot of animals up on weird cliffs and stuff. I guess it's part of the charm of the game. Alright, let's see here. Totally lost in here. Looks like a library here. This is a good source to get, bookcases if you're making a spell table. Alright. Should be a way. Oh, is this a stairway? Yes. Maybe? No? Yes? No? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, this is a pretty cool structure. You could, if you can find one of these, they're always usually pretty far out from the spawn point. If you could find one of these, you could kind of take it over and do your own modifications to it. But in survival mode, the problem is there's all these creatures in here. Lagging a little bit here. I'm gonna pop out of the game real quick. Gonna save and quit the title. Go back in. Found that I don't even have to go all the way out of the game. Sometimes when it lags out because I'm TPing around too much or I've moved around a lot, I guess the memory fills up or it has problems. I don't know if you have the same problems on the Windows 10 version. This is like the PC Mac version, which is done in Java. There's actually a native Windows version too, and I don't know that you have some of the same problems with lagging out after you've been searching around for a while. I wonder if there's a door on this level, I think. Or maybe it's the next level down. Is there another level down? Yes, there is. Pumpkins. Alright, yeah. Although I think now we're not below the ground. I think the door's around there somewhere. Alright, that's the mansion anyway. If you've never seen one before. Did I record where the mansion was? I'm not sure that I did. Here's where the mansion is, and I'm going to just do a quick screenshot of it. And let's go back here and find out which direction our spawn point is. And this mansion, I think, is a little less far out. Excuse me, a little less far out than they normally are. So let's head back to our spawn point. Sky looks kind of weird now because it's night, it's raining, and I have night vision on. Let's change it back to day, it looks a little... There we go. Looks a little better when it's daylight when you have night vision on. At least the sky does. I think we're something like 5,000 blocks away from our spawn point. And here's another village right here. So let's check the coordinates of that. Speed. All right, now we're in the desert, so it does not rain in the desert. Of course, as soon as we get back onto grassland, it starts raining again. I guess in Minecraft, like when it's raining everywhere that rains, pretty much. So in the desert, it doesn't rain, but if you cross from one side of a desert to another, it's going to be raining on either side if it's a biome where it rains at. Say we go over the desert and stops, starts again over the ocean. I don't know if there's a boundary, in other words, so presumably it rains everywhere in the world. Looks like a swampland here. Oh, and there is a witch's hut. Let's record that real quick. All right. All right, there's some pigs down there. Wow, it's snowing. That's the other thing when you go over like kind of cold biomes. Instead of raining, it will be snowing. I kind of like the snow in Minecraft. Now, this is something interesting. Well, that is really weird. Now, this is totally cool, I have to say. Because, look at this. Now, you can make some pretty wild city out of this. Or utilizing this thing. Look at this. Wow. Now, that is just cool. It's not really realistic that anything would be like that. So, there's some really odd formations in Minecraft that are, of course, not realistic. That would there'd be nothing holding that up, really, or there's not enough for it to hold up without it collapsing. If it were real life. Oh, look at that! There's another kind of canyon or crevasse down there, and here is another village right over here. So what have we found now? This is our fourth village, I think. So let's record where this is. Where's that button? All right, that's the location of that. These compasses are very handy. You can actually save toolbars now in Minecraft. That's why, like, my toolbar down here at the bottom, if I hit different things, I can change what's in the toolbar. You have like about 10 of them, which is really cool. It's really helpful for making these seed showcase videos too, because there's certain things I need, and it takes a while if you have to kind of load up your toolbar every time you do this. But I'm pretty much ready to go now because of that. I'll probably do a video at some point on how to use those multiple toolbars in Minecraft. Great feature. It's like one of my favorite new features, or newer features, or whatever, is that. Very nice. So let's see if we can speed up a little bit here. We've gone a long way from that forest mansion, but we should be approaching the spawn point before too long now. Oh, another village. I think that's number 5. This one might be pretty close to the spawn point. It's the spawn point. Let's see here. And we still got a little ways to go. I think we're in the thousands still. Let's see here. So I've lost count now. How many do we have? Does that make it like 5 or 6? I don't know, in all the excitement. And I've kind of forgotten myself. Was it 5 villages or was it 6? In all the excitement, I've kind of forgotten myself. Question you gotta ask yourself is, do you feel lucky? Alright. Well, nice cliffs. And whoa. Almost ran into that one. Nice cliffs and mountains and stuff. There's some more llamas. I haven't missed much with llamas yet. I think they look kind of cool, but they do spit. This is a very cool structure right here. And in a snow biome or cold biome. I really kind of like cold biomes, or maybe, I guess this isn't a cold biome, it's just up so high. I like the snowy biomes, so they're fun. Particularly around Christmas time, I like to build on this. Oh, we're having some issues here. Hold on a second. And there we go. Some more mountains here. Snow. And there we go. There's our spawn point right there. Back to the spawn point. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right, so that was a pretty cool map or seed there. It's, once again, what is it? The seed is Earthquake. It's Earthquake with a capital E. E-A-R-T-H-Q-U-A-K-E. Earthquake. So that's pretty cool. And so that's just the stream for today. And thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching this later if you watch it later. And I'm Mungo Dark Matter, and this has been Dark Matters. And whatever you do, enjoy playing Minecraft. And I'll be seeing you later.